Hello and welcome to Chaotic Crochet Chatter. My name is Jenny. I am a visually impaired crocheter based in North Yorkshire in the UK, where I live with my husband, my son and our cat. And this little podcast is where I tell you all about what I've been doing, what I've been making, generally what I've been up to for the last couple of weeks, and what my plans are for the next couple of weeks. So, get yourself comfortable and let's begin. Good morning. It is Easter Monday and April Fool's Day, all in one. It is the 1st of April 2024. It is just gone 3:30 in the afternoon. We are slap bang in the middle of school holidays. Kelvin is out today. Ned is downstairs not feeling very well, so may well come and interrupt at some point, which is absolutely fine. How are you? We spent most of last week in Scotland on a little family holiday. There will be more about that in the next video to land on my channel, which will be part 3 of my March vlog. But in short, we had a lovely time. We got very wet 2 or 3 times, very wet, very cold. But despite that, we had lots of fun. We went to Edinburgh Zoo, we visited Blackness Castle, and we visited Edinburgh Castle. We had lots of lovely food, a bit too much. And yeah, it was just nice to get away for a bit. I'm not a massive fan of going away on holiday, which might sound weird, but it's true. But it was lovely. We had a really nice time. How many times have I said that we've had a nice time now? And then of course we got back and straight into Easter weekend. So yesterday we had a lovely family lunch with Kelvin's mum and stepdad and brother and his wife and their kids. Big house full. And again, yeah, lovely time. Far too much lovely food. So, a little question for you, actually, just because, why not? If you're watching this, please drop me a comment to say whereabouts you are, where you're watching from, what you've been up to this weekend. Do you celebrate Easter? If not, what else have you been doing? And what do you do when you're watching a podcast like this or listening to one? Are you like me in that you sit and craft while you're doing it, while you're watching it? Words going already, this is great. Do you just watch it, full attention on the screen? Do you do something else? I'd really love to know. I haven't brought a drink up today, that's a mistake. But this is going to be a pretty quick one. This isn't a full podcast episode. I am about half a week later, nearly, start again. 4 or 5 days later recording this than I would normally be, because we were away. I would have recorded it last Wednesday while we were in Scotland, so I didn't. So I haven't really got the time to do a full episode with all the usual finished objects and works in progress and blah blah blah. So I'm not going to do that. This is a filler. I am going to tell you a little bit about what I worked on while we were away, although I haven't brought anything up to show you on that score, so it will be very quick. I am going to unpack a lovely bag of yarn that I have brought home with me, and then I'm going to do a quick run through of my plans for the next couple of weeks, and that will be it for this episode. So let's begin. So, holiday crochet. Will you have seen this? I can't remember whether I talked about this in part 2 or whether it will be in part 3 of the March vlog. So either you've already seen what I was taking with me, or you haven't, and I'm not sure. So, to recap, I took with me my Chaos blanket, which is my scrappy corner-to-corner blanket that I've been working on, and all of my caked up Chaos yarn, just in case. I took my blanket stitch wrap, and I took my socks project bag with the pair that I'd already started and enough yarn to do another pair if I wanted to. That was far too much. We were only away for 4 nights, I don't know what I was thinking. I knew we were going to be out nearly all day, every day we were there. But hey, never mind, we had space in the car, it's all fine. So what I got done was I did work on the Chaos blanket. That was my car crochet, because it's easy, I don't really need to see what I'm doing. Certainly don't need to focus on it. Excuse me, told you not having a drink was a mistake, I'm coughing already. So I got through almost 2 full cakes of the Chaos yarn. So there are 4 left, and I could have done more. There were a few car journeys that I didn't do any crochet during. So if I'd crocheted for every minute that we were in the car, I'd have probably got through 2.5, 3 cakes maybe. But yeah, I'm making really good progress on that. Not that it matters, there is no deadline, no real purpose even for that blanket. It's just a time filler and a yarn eater. Yeah, using up my scrap yarn. But it was good, it kept my hands busy while I was in the car. That was fab. I did not touch the blanket stitch wrap. Didn't touch it at all. I'm glad I had it with me, because if I had been in the mood to crochet but not really think, it was the perfect project. But I didn't need it, didn't use it. Socks I made brilliant progress on. It's the moss stitch socks that I was working on, and I think I'd got both the toes done and maybe an inch or so of the foot on one of them, I think, before I left. By the time I got home, I had started on the ribbing for one of the socks and finished the other one up to that point. So I work on them both at the same time so that I don't have to finish one sock and then have a whole nother sock to do, because I get really bored with that. So yeah, I'd finished both socks up to where the ribbing would start, and then the ribbing for the cuff I think I'd done about half of on one of them. I have had to restart it twice because I don't know, I completely forgot how to do ribbing. Don't know. But I have now, since getting home, despite all the restarting, I have finished the ribbing on one of the socks, and I'm about 1/3 of the way through on the second one, so they are nearly finished. So the next time I speak to you, they will be a finished project, which is lovely. In fact, I may even be wearing them at that point. Having tested them for fit, yes, having tested the fit, so far they fit really well. Obviously I need to, well, I'm crossing my fingers that that's still the case once I've finished them, but I think so far they are my best fitting socks, which is fantastic news. Since I got back, I've not done much else. I've been working on those socks a bit, and I have started redoing a couple of bits on a jumper that I made ages ago. Don't really know why I'm telling you this, because again I haven't brought it up to show you, but I'll show it properly next time, possibly. It might make an appearance in the vlog as well, although probably not until April, because of course I've finished March now. Right, rethink. I don't know what I'm talking about, my head's all over the place. But yes, it's a jumper I made a while ago. I can't remember the pattern name anymore. The yarn is, oh, what's it called? It's drops alpaca, but it's like the Aran weight, I think, worsted weight, whatever you want to call it. Just, it could pass for a very thick DK or a very light worsted. But yes, I made it ages ago, and then it was kind of before I knew what I was doing with wool. And the first time I washed it, it massively stretched out. Not a big problem, just means it's longer than it was originally going to be. Fine, I like long jumpers, and the sleeves come past my hands. Again, not a big deal. I like a long sleeve. However, it is making it a bit tricky to wear. They're very long, very loose. So, I hadn't finished the neckline off properly. So I have now added ribbing to the neckline, which makes it look a lot better. And I have just started today unpicking the sleeves. I'm going to pull them back so that they sit without the ribbing about there. And then I'm going to do a nice long section of ribbing that will cinch in the sleeves as well. So they'll be a little bit balloony at the end, which I'm fine. And I'll have a nice long section of ribbing so I can pull them over my hands, because I do like to do that. It's cosy. But I can also push them back and they'll actually stay up. Right, that's it. That's all the crochet work. I'm sorry I haven't actually shown you anything. That is about to change. So, on the last morning of our holiday, before we came home, Kelvin very kindly drove us into Edinburgh so that I could go to Ginger Twist Studios. I've been wanting to go for ages, and as soon as I knew we were going up to Edinburgh, I was like, right, I've got to go. You will not stop me. I will get there somehow. And I spent far too much money. No surprise to anybody there. I have bought this gorgeous bag for a start. Big tote bag with their lovely logo. I love their logo. It's perfect for me. So I have a lovely big new project bag, which is fab. I reckon I can get enough for a decent blanket in there. What do you think? And it is about a third full, half full of yarn. Very, very lovely yarn. So let me talk you through it a bit at a time to make sure I do this in the right order. So, Ned found these two for me. These are not Ginger Twist yarns, but they are from a company called Orkney Angora. Let's see if I can get the logo. There we go. The Orkney Angora yarn. And they are the St. Magnus DK. They are 50% Angora, 50% lamb's wool. So soft. 50 gram cakes, approximately 200 meters. And we have blackberry. I'm doing pretty well with the colour today. That's pretty true. It's maybe a little bit light. It's pretty true representation. And this one's just called Natural. I cannot hold things steady to save my life, but I think that's focusing. Don't really know what I'm doing with these, but they're gorgeous and soft, and I'm thinking possibly a little set of wrist warmers for myself. I know it's the wrong time of year for that kind of thing. I probably won't make them yet, but it's a lovely little project. Whenever I do get around to it, there will be enough for a pair of wrist warmers if I don't make them too long. What I might do is split the cakes in half so that I know how much yarn I've got to work with, and then normally I'd work wrist warmers or fingerless gloves from the arm towards the hand. I might do it the other way around for these just to make sure I have got enough yarn to finish them, and I'll either do a striped set or a colourwork set, but I don't know which yet, and I don't know whether the colourwork will be mosaic crochet or tapestry crochet or I don't know, but I'm going to have fun, and they are going to be so lovely to wear when I do make them. So that's the first. Well, it's not actually the first thing I chose, but That's the first thing I'm showing you. And yes, Ned found those. He found a lot of things. And most of the things he found I put back. But those ones I couldn't resist, especially when I saw there was that lovely deep purple. I thought that's my brand colour. You know, it was kind of meant to be. Right, the next lot. I've got a lot to hold at once, bear with me. Bear with me, I have got one. Make sure I get the right ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, and then that's the other one. Yes, 6 beautiful skeins of yarn. Look at those colours. Look at those. Aren't they lovely? Again, Ned helped with finding the colours. And we have got, I need to get these right, which 2 of these are the different ones. Because there's 2 that are a different fibre content. So Shine On, which is not that one. Not that one. That one. And that one. So I'll show you these 4 first. These are all going to be used together. And I have 4 skeins here, all 6 are going to be used together. I have 4 skeins here of the pin-up sport weight. These are all ginger twist yarns. And this is the pin-up sport, which is, the writings are really tiny, but I could work it out last night. I've got it upside down. Which is, I think it says 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon, so it's a good stock yarn. Not what I'm going to use it for, but it is. So I've got 2 skeins in Dove, which is a lovely soft grey. I have 1 in Voyager, which is a lovely sea colour, greeny bluey, I don't know. And then 1 in Birdie on the Shoulder, which is a bit deeper, same sort of shade but deeper, a bit more bluey, I think. There's those 4. And then I have 2 skeins of the Shine On Sport, which is 80% superfine alpaca and 20% silk. Ooh, it's escaping. And these are both in the colourway Selkie, which is another sort of greeny, turquoisey, bluey, somewhere in that colour range. So yes, 2 different fibre contents, but they're all sport weight. The yardage in the skeins is very close. It's not exactly the same, but it's very close. So they'll be fine to use together. It's all going to be hand washed anyway. This is never going to go in the machine. So it doesn't matter that they're different weights, no, different fibre contents, it's fine. And what I'm going to make with these beautiful things, I'm just going to hold it up to my skin, actually, now that I've got a camera to look in, because it's going to go around my face. I'm going to make a gorgeous, hopefully. Oh yeah, that suits me actually, doesn't it, that colour? Just looking at my screen. I like it. Lovely big hooded cowl. The pattern I've got, I will pop a picture up on the screen. Let me just come, which way should I go? Go that way so I can put the picture up on the screen. And the pattern is the Weaver hooded cowl by Helen Diaz Hilton on Ravelry, which of course I'll link in the description. So yes, picture here for you. I've been wanting to make something like that for a while now, but I hadn't found the right pattern and I hadn't found the right yarn, and now I've got both. Don't know when I'll start making it, but I'm gonna put all of this together in a bag. I won't cake it up until I'm ready to start, but I will put it all together I will print off the pattern, I will set up a project bag that's ready to go. Again, we're heading into the time of year where I really don't need a big hooded cowl. It's not going to be cold enough for me to want to wear one. But if I start making it now, it might be ready by next winter, which will be lovely. So that's all there. And that is the main reason I spent loads of money, because that's £18.50 per skein, which is more than I would normally spend on yarn, but it's gorgeous. And I'm supporting a business that I've been wanting to visit for ages, and that is, you know, a small, independent, UK-based business. So I feel good about it. And then I have one more gorgeous skein of yarn in this bag. This is one that was hanging. If I remember, I'll put, oh no, I probably won't. It'll be in the vlog video. I'll put footage from the visit to Ginger Twist in the vlog, and you'll see there's a whole wall where the yarn is hanging up and it hasn't been twisted. It's just draped, hanging from hooks, and it looked so good. It looked so good, and I couldn't resist. I had to go and get some. So it's another Ginger Twist yarn, of course. It's all their own. Look at the colour on that. Isn't that just perfect? This is Ginger's hand-dyed splendid lace in the colour Lollybrock, I think is how you say it. I hope it's how you say it. It's 100 grams again, which is 900 metres or 875 yards. So there's lots in here. And it is 55% British Blueface Leicester and 45% silk. And it is so soft and smooth and delicious. And there's a bit of variegation in there, which will be because the wool and the silk pick up the dye differently. And it's just, I kept looking at this colour in lots of different yarns. It was in the one I've just shown you. They had it in all kinds of different weights and fibre contents, and I just kept coming back to it, and I was like, well, I have to find something in that colour and take it home, obviously, because I keep being drawn to it. And then I realised that this was super fine. Let's see if I'm going to find an end or a bit to show you. Don't want to pull it too much. They twisted it up for me, and I don't want to untwist it because then I'll have to tie it. But look how thin that is. I've got no idea what I'm going to make with it. I don't know whether I will use it on its own or whether I will hold it double with something. I might make myself a nice lacy scarf, another cowl, a little shawl, possibly a big shawl. It's got plenty of length. I don't know, but it's lovely and it's so soft. And I'm so happy. So we'll see. This is probably going to stay in my stash for quite a long time because I have no plans for it, but I couldn't leave it behind. It had to come home with me. So there we go. As you can see, it was a very successful trip to Ginger Twist. It was lovely to meet the staff. I think I spoke to Jennifer, who also goes by Jenny, which is, we had a little laugh over because I'm the same. I can't remember the name of the lady who actually runs the studio. She wasn't there. I've spoken to her on Instagram. I sent a message checking that they were going to be open because it was Good Friday. So it was a shame I didn't meet her, but hello, if you see this. It was lovely to visit your shop. And yeah, I had good fun. I probably spent half an hour, 45 minutes in there, and then I had to tear myself away because, yeah, we had to go. We had to come home. I didn't want to leave it behind. That was actually, I know that's a lot of yarn, but I was actually quite restrained. I didn't buy any of the buttons that I saw. There was an awful lot of yarn that I left behind. Some of which I did pick up and then I put it back. So yeah, I could have spent more, and maybe one day I will go back. I believe they've got an online shop as well, which is dangerous knowledge. let's just leave that to one side for now. Forget about that. Again, I will link them in the description so that you can go and have a look. Right, that's that. One little section left. So, plans. I've got a lot of plans for the next couple of weeks. In fact, it's not even really 2 weeks. Is it? Where's my phone? Buried under yarn. When am I next recording? I think my next episode I will be recording on the 12th, maybe, of April, something like that, 11th or 12th, to release on the 14th, I think. It's about right anyway. So it's not even 2 weeks. Excuse me. And I have a lot of plans. I'm going to speed through this. I don't even know if that focused, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to read through them anyway. So plans are keep organising the craft room. It doesn't look like too much of a mess on screen at the moment, which is nice, but it does need to be a lot tidier. I'm not going to try and get the whole room sorted out in a couple of weeks because I've got too much else to do, but there are a couple of key areas that I want to just organise a bit, basically. I want to finish the Dotty amigurumi that I started for my friend who lost her dog last year. I want to get that finished so I can give it to her. I've missed her birthday, but it doesn't matter. I have finished my grandma's blanket, which I will show you next episode, but it needs it needs washing and then possibly blocking. So I need to do that, take a bunch of photos, and then give it to my mum, who can then give it to my grandma. So that's a relatively small job. I must get my commission listings, or at least some of them, up on the internet so people can actually commission stuff easily. I have moved my shop now away from the Made Me website onto Ko-fi. Links will be below. And I've put it there because it was a very, very simple interface. I already have a Ko-fi account, so setting up a shop was really simple. And they have a separate section for commissions, so I can go and do that hopefully very easily too. I just need to actually get my finger out and do it. Talking of the shop, I've got 2 blankets over there folded up on the side. The 2 test blankets I did for Stitched Up by Emma, which I want to get into the shop. I have a project to start for Ned's birthday. I need to do a bit of a test run first, but I want to get that started at least because his birthday is on the 26th of April, so it's not long now. I have had an idea for a present for Kelvin, which I want to make the plan at least in the next couple of weeks. It may involve teaching myself Tunisian crochet, which I've been wanting to explore for a while anyway, but apparently it's really good for colour work. You get really neat edges. He is really into the Warhammer, is it 40k? The miniatures and the tabletop games, anyway, both. And I think I showed you last episode, I made him a new dice bag for some new dice for a particular set of the Warhammer characters. And my original plan for that bag was to get the symbol for those characters onto that bag, but to get the shape nice and neat and clear, the bag would have been huge. It wouldn't have been a dice bag, it would have been a, this kind of size bag. So seeing as I've already sorted out the grid for that, the chart for it, it's made me think, okay, what else can I make for him? Doesn't really use cushions, doesn't really use scarves much, and it's the wrong time of year anyway. Blah blah blah. Wall hanging maybe, but blanket. When he's sat at his desk in the evenings, unless it's the middle of summer, he gets cold. And we have tons of blankets already, but I thought it would be nice for him to have his own. So my plan is to get the Warhammer logo and then a bunch of the different symbols for Here comes Ned, the different factions he likes. You alright, sweetie? You coming in?
Pardon?
You coming in?
Yeah.
Hello. Coming to help?
No.
No? Just coming to say hello?
No.
No?
I can't get to the toilet.
Okay, you go for the toilet then.
I don't want to.
Why?
Because I do.
What?
But I'll go anyway. I'll see.
Okay, well I'll pause while you're in there so nobody hears you. Right, I'm back. Where was I? Kelvin's project, yes. So, Warhammer logo, surrounded by panels. Each will be a different symbol relating to a different group of characters. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Can you tell? In the appropriate colours, such as there are any. Possibly done in Tunisian crochet. If I can't manage that, then they'll be done in just normal tapestry crochet. I don't know whether I'll back it or whether I'll just leave it as a crochet blanket. Haven't decided, haven't got that far. And yes, I'll make all the panels separately and then join them, because that otherwise doing that kind of colour work, either version of that kind of colour work on a massive blanket, gets really tricky because there's so much weight involved. Whereas if I keep the panels kind of, I don't know, A3 sized or smaller, then it's not so bad to work with, and it feels like it works up quicker, which is nice. So other plans. Must get more pictures on my website gallery and add, hello Neris, easy links to the commission options for those projects where relevant. And there's already a shop option, so that's fine. There's other things I want to do for my website as well, but for now, short term, must get the gallery updated. That is the showcase of what I do. Finish adjusting the jumper that I spoke about earlier on. I want to get my Christmas jumper finished. You may not remember now, but I was trying to get it done for Christmas 2023. I very, very nearly did, and then fell at the last hurdle, basically, in that it didn't quite come together right. The sleeves, the body was fine, I think. The sleeves weren't quite right. I've decided, I've been thinking about it for a couple of months now, and I have finally, I think, settled on a solution, so I know how I'm going to sort it out. Obviously I'm not going to want to wear it now until Christmas at the end of this year, but if I get it finished now, for one, it's another thing off my works in progress hibernation station list, which is nice. I'm trying to clear that down a bit over the year. For two, it's a big project bag that I can reclaim. And for three, it means when it does get to December, I can just wear it. I won't have to do anything. It will just be ready to wear, which will be lovely. And then, so many goals, plans, whatever. I've had to turn my card sideways to carry on writing. I want to make at least one bag or zipper pouch. I need to get a few done, but for the next couple of weeks I need to get at least one under my belt, because I think my first market of the year is in mid-May. Dates will be in the description, but I think it's mid-May, which is getting rapidly closer. And I need to fill up the vendor list for the market I am hosting in June, which again is getting rapidly closer. So I've got a lot to do, and considering that this next week is still school holidays, so I've got less work time than usual. Yes, I do, Neris. It might be a bit of a tall order, but it means I've got a plan. I've got things to do, and I do have a minute of spare time. I won't be floundering for something to do. I've got a list that I can refer to, and hopefully that will keep me motivated. And we'll see how much I get done. Obviously some things are higher priority than others. And yeah, I should report back next time and come up with a whole new list of plans, some of which may be the same. Right. That's it. You coming up? Yeah, coming up. There's a tail. I'm sat. I don't think you'll quite be able to see her face today because of the way that I'm sat. But there's her tail. Yeah, that's all. I will say goodbye. If you've made it this far, thank you very, very much for watching. You're probably sick of hearing this, but please do consider subscribing both to my channel and to the channel of anybody else that you watch. It really, really does help grow the channel, and it's free for you. Costs you nothing. Please do also like the video so I know you've seen it. And please do drop a comment on. I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, just enjoy your day whenever you're watching this. And I will be back with you in just under 2 weeks' time. Alright.